Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here. I thought I was going to have technological difficulties, but I didn't. So, here we are. Cajun Corey says, "What's pooping?" That's how we greet each other because we are like children. I would like to say hi to Phil. Hi, Phil. Hi, Josiah, Nigel, Freeze Peach, John, Rob, and Chris Curran. Haven't seen you. Thank you for being here. I know you're all here for Jay, who has acquiesced to be on my very, very tiny little channel because he's a gentleman and he's kind like that. So here's Jay. What? It is a tiny channel.
Nah. You know what? Subscribers don't really matter anymore.
They honestly don't. I actually just have so much fun with the people
Yeah.
that show up, and I'm just happy. I'm just happy you're all here. That's all.
Happy Palm Sunday.
Yes. I went to church today, you guys. I hadn't been to church in months.
My hair's a mess.
You were
I had a
wearing
long
hat.
day yesterday, but I met Hayden Christensen.
Oh, I saw that picture.
Yeah.
He looked dazed. What did you say to him? He looked uncomfortable.
So Hayden Christian's con manager, is the same manager for Gina Carano.
Okay.
And so when I found out he was there, I was like, "Are you here with Hayden?" Right? I texted him. He's like, "Yeah, man, you want to come meet him?" I was like, "Of course I do." So he's like, "Come upstairs," and so there's like level 2, right? So I get up, I go to the MegaCon floor, I get up to the second level, and there is more people in line. Like, I thought Gina Carano had long lines. I thought Ewan McGregor had lines. I have met this line. So he was supposed to be on the floor with all the other people signing autographs. They had to move him to the second floor because the line just zigzagged like all around. It was crazy. I'm sitting there like, this is all for Hayden Christensen. That dude better feel freaking love, man. So he was like, yeah, that's all. He goes, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And he's like, he's not getting any breaks. He's like,
oh no,
started early, staying till like 2 hours later. He ain't getting no breaks, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, he goes, so the manager was like, his name is Anthony. He said, I don't know if like you can get 5 minutes with him, but maybe we can get you back to take a picture, right? So he goes, just wait here. When he goes on a break, I'll come get you. I was like, all right, no problem. So, and I'm like thinking, man, I don't want to do this to this poor guy, like, because I remember last year how bad the cons were for people, like, but whatever. Once in a lifetime opportunity to meet Anakin Skywalker, and so I get to text. I go to the back door, and I get led into the back door, and I can see like Hayden. He's like kind of just, taking a breather, and I was like, do I just go take a selfie with him? And he's like, no, let's go. Let's get in the regular line, because if people see you taking selfies with them, they'll all want to do it. So I was like, no problem, cool. So they like just put me in the line, and the manager's like, he gets a comp. So I was like, no problem. So I walk up and I was like, Hayden, man, it's so nice to see you, my friend of, so and so. And he's like, oh yeah, nice. I was like, unbelievable. I was like, do you really hate sand? And he just was like, he kind of at that moment he put his arm like around me a little bit and I was like, take the picture.
And that was the moment.
And he just kind of sent me on my way. And I'm thinking, Jay, you freaking idiot. Like, of all the I was a little starstruck. I didn't know what to say. Like, everything just flashed before to see Anakin Skywalker. I said the dumbest thing and I can only imagine that he's heard that probably a million times.
That's probably like the line that everybody
3 days
says.
And he's just like, and he looked in the camera and he's like, I expected more from this person. It was a picture like that was him. And I was like, oh man. Ah,
Picture, he did look tired, but also, yeah, that's
he was
really
on delays. Like he didn't even really answer. He just was like, "Have a good day."
Have a good day. I don't know how people can do that because when I went to
I know how they can
you do know how they can because
because imagine getting. He
you
got.
do it
I
though
I
in a
think he
way.
was. If somebody was there, you can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. I think he was getting 200 or $250 a pitcher. So you have
What?
5,000 people there paying you $200. How much money is that?
That's like almost triple what I paid for Gina.
Gina
Whoa.
was 100 or 150.
No, she was like 100. Yeah, no, that was nothing.
Ewan
Wow.
McGregor was 399.
Who? Oh, goodness.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, goodness.
I think he
Some
was 200. I believe he was 200, but I'm like, that's why they do it. It's like, imagine making all that in a day. And all you
This
got to
is
do is
true.
have people say, "You're so wonderful. I love you," like all day long. Like, how do you get tired of that?
Yeah. Although as an introvert, I feel like I would become exhausted just because
Yeah,
of the peopleness.
they get
Do you know what I'm
exhausted.
saying? I don't know
They
if
get
you get
exhausted.
exhausted. You get a lot of people um too like wanting to take pictures with you at the meetups. Is that exhausting? Or you just or do you get
Um,
energy from that? Does that energize you?
it's energized at the moment, but when it's
Mm,
all done, it like comes crashing.
mm,
Like yesterday, we had a panel. The Geeks and Gamers had a panel. We met some of the most amazing people ever.
mhm.
And to hear their stories of like, I love hearing stories of people that basically like the whole mantra is like rebel against their fears and just started doing
Yes.
stuff. I met a guy named Patrick who is stuck in a wheelchair and his hands,
Mhm.
uh and if he's watching, I know he watches. I know he is now. And he was in a wheelchair and he wanted to talk to me. And so he waited and waited and he finally like kind of made his way over. And he lives close by in the area and we talked for a little bit and he was just like, like some of the stories of like feeling like giving up because of my condition, but being encouraged by everything, it's like stuff like that. And it was awesome because I said, "Do you ever go to Universal Studios?" And he's like, "No one's ever asked me that before because I'm in a wheelchair." And I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna pick you up and I'll put you in the seat like myself, and we'll ride rides together." And he's
Ah.
like, "That's the coolest thing." So I was like, "Send me an email. Let's go to Universal Studios. I'll get a few other people, and we'll all just hang out." And I said the fun part is you can't say no because I'll just grab you out the chair and there's nothing you can do about it. What are you gonna
You have
do?
no choice when you go to theme park with Jay.
I
Okay,
loved
that
it.
is
Like,
good to know because I'm not a rides person, so,
well, you can run away.
it's true I can run away.
So I was like, and so like, no, it was great. Like he appreciates, I just love that stuff. Like I love that stuff. So, but after it was all over, walking the con, Hayden, all that stuff, and meeting so many awesome people, it was like we went to City Walk after and
Mhm.
hung out with people for a while. And when everybody left, I just went to Universal Studios and just kind of sat and just
Decompressed.
stopped. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like it was tiring. So
But there's
it
still
was just tiring.
people at Universal.
Well, yeah, around like 8 o'clock, it gets nice and cool in
Mm,
Florida, and there's plenty of spots that you could just go and watch. It just looks beautiful with the lights. I just had
mhm.
moments to myself while everybody else was there, and so it was really cool. It was really cool. So, but
Yes.
it was tiring. Like they were like, "You all want to ride rides?" Um, and I was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna chill." So yeah, it gets
Yeah.
tiring.
I don't think I
In a
could do
good
it.
way, I guess. In a good way.
That's good. Well, oh,
Yeah.
hi, Helor. Um, Chris Curran says that one makes you the best human.
I don't know about that. I mean, what if you said that to someone in a wheelchair and they got extremely offended? So it is what it is. I was like,
True.
if
You
you're a
never know how
fan
to
of geeks
take
and
it.
if you're a fan of geeks and gamers, then you should know what we are gonna say when we see you. So
Random stuff.
yeah.
A little bit shocking random stuff. Maybe.
I'm looking forward to it. I told him, I was like, Patrick, we're gonna put you on the theme park channel. Like, we're gonna strap you in, man. You know,
See
me
if
and
he'll
Fear
let
the
you do
Beardo.
a video. Record
Yeah,
it.
I said that's the only way. It's like, you come, I'm gonna throw you in some rides. We'll just pick you up out your seat, dump you in there, throw the seatbelt on. I'll sit next to you, and off we go. So he's like,
I love
cool, man. I'd love to. So
it. That's funny. I could. Well, then I guess we'll all look forward to that video
I
with
hope,
Jay
I hope, I hope it
at the
happens
theme
soon.
park with Patrick. But we're going to talk about Jay's graphic novel, which I'm excited for it to come out because I bought 2 copies. One for me. Yeah, one for me and one for my nieces. And I'm going to mail it up to my nieces in Canada because, I don't know, as an adult, and you read things and you have this adult perspective of what you think, and we look at things very differently, maybe from a philosophical perspective or from our current perspective of the world and whatnot. And I know it is more, you wrote it for kids, right? It's more geared at kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's a message in there for adults. But I'm really excited because I have my one niece is almost 7. So by the time she gets it, she'll have turned 7. And I'm excited to see what her perspective is compared to mine. Just because as a kid, it's the way you experience things and see things is so innocent and not so influenced.
It's gonna be hard to win over the young people as far as reading books. They're not interested much. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
She's homeschooled though. So reading books is big. Like they barely watch TV. And it's got pictures.
Yeah,
It's got pictures. I had a question though. And if anybody has questions, put them in the chat because my question was I want to share some of the pictures. My question was Blue.
Yeah.
Blue is like that a ball. I don't know how to describe it, but he's squishy. Why did you make him squishy? Can you tell me why you made him squishy? I just want to know.
Blue is not actually a ball. It's more of maybe more like an alien. It's alien to these young people because they've never seen color before.
Okay.
So,
and that's why when he holds it, his face, and you can see color in his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they live, without too many spoilers, they live in a town of conformity. Where they're conformed to the rules, to the lifestyle, to not understanding color. And so when John is questioning those things, he's questioning why this, why that. And it aggravates him so much where he actually kind of runs away. And while he's running, he trips right there. That's the picture that we released. And falls over, and he turns around and he discovers Blue. And Blue takes him on an adventure where he discovers purpose and value in the world that he lives in. So,
and he's more like you said, like an alien-ish.
It's so on a religious level, I kind of wrote this as like his it's like Blue becomes like his Yoda, I guess, like the voice of God, like whatever it might be. So it's like to try to let him know that, you are important, and I'll show you why you're important. I'll show you that you have value, and I'll show you that there's something inside of you that the world needs. I'll show you, And so that's because achromatic means without void, like without color.
Mhm.
So and the whole, like, not to get too deep, but it's a guiding force, X-wing. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. The whole concept of everything written in this book is just about, you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be the best at everything, you don't have to understand everything to have purpose and value in the world around you.
Mm.
And sometimes we just need a little guidance from wherever to help us to see that. Also, many people that are living without purpose or value tries to fill that void with other things. And until you step into your what you're supposed to accomplish in this world, um it will always be, your life will not be filled with color.
Mm.
So it's all just kind of like,
Interesting. Very
it's all just kind of like
philosophical.
that. Yeah, yeah. I just, like, I don't know if younger people will pick up on stuff like that, but that's just how it is. Because it all goes back to seeing people, like, just having goals and dreams, and then just letting other people just take it away from them.
Yeah.
Like, just right. And they just live a life of, well, I guess it was never good enough, and it's not meant for me, and I'm no one special, and this and that. You know what I mean? You hear all the excuses. I can never do this, and then they live in this life of, and the world doesn't look, to people that are living like that. The world is not as beautiful as it can be. It's not. But when you are, like, walking in, like, purpose and value, and in your individual life, the world looks completely different. And I don't know how to express that, other than just saying something like that.
Mhm.
So it just really, it really is. It really does look different when you have a purpose.
No,
It really
I
does.
understand. I feel that. I think we've all, at least personally, I've gone through times in my life where I'm not. You kind of walk away from your purpose, or you walk away from, you kind of just go off the
Of
path, and all
course.
of a sudden, where am I? This isn't right, and getting back on course. So I think we've all felt that in some way or another. Yeah. And
Agreed.
a kid is probably not going to get that from a book, or even going to be able to say that's what they're getting from it. They're going to get something from it, and it's going to have this impact on them, and it's going to kind of impact their memory and their mind and their soul. Yeah. Because
Yeah, you
kids pick
never
up
know.
on a lot more
They do.
than you think. They just can't
Uh,
express it the same way as us.
yeah,
So, no,
yeah. But at least
it's
for
gonna be
me,
cool.
it's like, maybe you sometimes, like, I like the movie Star Wars, like, watch the original trilogy, and you don't really understand the life lessons to maybe you get a little bit older, and you're
Yes.
kind of like, wow, there was so much in this, like, friendship and wisdom and all this stuff that I didn't really pick up on at first, but then it's like it's right there in front of our face.
Yeah.
So that,
Yep.
hopefully, that will happen, maybe.
So then what you said, I think you'd said, I read somewhere that was something you've been working on for years. And so
Yeah,
was
I
this like an
had
idea that had just been slowly building?
when I was working inside when I was working in a school, like when I had my own classroom and stuff, as a fifth grade teacher before I taught online. um there was, like, this moment of seeing these fifth graders, like, and I know it's such a weird time for them. It's just like they don't know what's going on in the world, like, it's just crazy for, like, just to, like, some of them, like, have no purpose, like, I don't care, no value, I'm nobody
Mhm.
special, I'm nothing. And it just hit me, like, one time I was at this park and just having a moment of silence, and, like, this story just kind of, I just started, like, writing it all down, and then it just took baby steps. It was like, okay, I had an outline, then I did this, then I did this, then I did this. So it wasn't like every day, like, but then I once I got to a certain point, it was like, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes on it every day to see how far we
Mm.
go. And then it was like that. Then it was like, okay, it's starting to take more shape. And then I started reaching out for help. Then I started like doing this. And then it just kind of, it just took time. And then here we are. I think the once the story was done and we finally got, we're gonna go with blue. It was taking the words and transferring it into a graphic novel, which that took about a year and a few months to actually do.
Okay.
So, you know,
And did you do those drawings or did you get someone to do them?
no, I outsourced it to an artist in Hawaii. She lives in Hawaii. Name is
Whoa.
Lily. And I sent the word out on several like websites that like you could hire people. And I got tons of amazing artists saying this, and it was her style that's just what I was looking for. So
Mhm.
it might not be everybody's preference, or they might not like it. And so it's just one of those things. So I liked it, and she did her and her team did a great job on what I wanted captured on paper. So
That's awesome. Were you able, like, I don't know if you're an artist or not. I'm not a super huge artist, but like to really explain to an artist what you wanted, did you send her examples of other pictures? Did you do any sketches yourself, or did you just kind of
I
send her
kind
your
of threw
story and
out
be like,
like
"Do something"?
yeah, a little bit of the story. Like there was some questionnaires like age bracket, this and this, and I was just kind of like, people just started sending me like, this is what I do, this is how I
Mhm.
do things, this is how I do things. And there's a lot of cool stuff out there. There's a lot of talent out there. And I saw hers and I was like, that just feels like this is where I was going with that. Now, if we get to the next book, because there's supposed to be six, if we get to the next book, I'll probably find a local artist, like someone in
Mm.
our fellowship, to kind of take the mantle. I'd rather pay people that is working, that's always helping other, just in our
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent in our space too. And so I think that's where I might go. If they don't have to exactly copy Lily who did this,
Right.
but not, but be
Similar
kind of
art
similar.
style.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
be kind of similar.
Yeah. No, somebody just said that.
Don't
Don't
change the
change the
art
art
style too much.
style.
No, I don't
People
think
are
so.
already like attached to this now. They don't.
Yeah. Well, they haven't even seen. I can't even release too much
Mhm.
because it'll give away stuff, and so I've only released. I released a second character, like some pictures of a second
Yeah, the
character,
girl.
Fortuna, and yeah, the girl, and just a little bit because I don't want to give away too much, not too much. But yeah, they haven't seen it yet, so we'll see what happens. We'll
I'm
see what happens.
excited. I'm excited. And this is going for another month, right? Right?
Yeah, we'll close the campaign down near the end of April. And the cool thing is like I keep showing it off. Like I've already got some test copies.
Oh, I like the back.
So it's like, yeah, it's like ready to go. So once I close the campaign, I get the number of books and I go right to the printer and they've got it all set. They've got it all ready to go. And off we go. So
Guys,
so people will get their books soon.
we just saw a little sneaky peek. Did you see that? He just flipped those
Yeah,
pages.
yeah,
Jay's teasing us.
yeah.
With
Yeah.
his book.
And so yeah, so it's pretty. I'm ready. Like I wanted. Like I spoke to so many people, and many people in Comicsgate and Eric July and others
Mhm.
reached out, and they were like, before I even launched the thing, and they were like, "Hey, make sure you get this, and how you doing this?" And I'm like, um I want to get it done because I apparently so many people have gotten burned, or it's like they send the crowdfunding out, the Indiegogo or Kickstarter or whatever they use, and
Mhm.
it takes people like 4 years to get something back, and you kind of forget about it, right? So it's like, hey, I have this idea,
Mhm.
here's my graphic novel, and so people raise money first, which is nothing wrong with that, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, like there's nothing wrong with it. And so they collect the money, and then they pay the artist, and then they pay this, and then they get this done, and because they didn't have money to work with before. I did it a little differently. I mean, I was in a position to cover that stuff off the top. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it was like let me pay for all of it now. I wanted it. That's why it took longer than expected as well. Because if I didn't have the money, I just waited. I was just like, well, this is going to cost like 3,000. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait a month. I'll just save a little bit more and do it. That way, because this is the first one. People don't know me as an author or anything like that, and I wanted people to know, like, you will get a book, and you're not gonna have to wait, another year after you buy it to get it. Which, again, people that have to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. For me, it was more like, if people can trust me and they get a copy in their hand like early, then they'll buy the second one. Or I'll relaunch it again for people that are like, okay, he did it. All these people are talking about it. I didn't get a chance because I wasn't sure. I didn't really know this guy, but now I want one. Then maybe I'll relaunch it like for another month down the
Mm-hmm.
road for people that want to pick it up again. So
And then we can have more, right?
mm,
Because it's Chronicles.
there's
So
supposed to be
there's.
6.
Do you have them all planned out in your mind?
I
Are they all
have,
written down?
yeah,
Wow, you really got
yeah.
everything ahead.
I wrote the whole story, and I was originally going to release the whole thing
Okay.
like in a novel. And I
Oh.
was gonna have Anna the Star Wars girl just do like 6 or 7 little pictures
Yeah.
inside the novel. And I was like, I'll just dump it on Amazon and just be like, hey, I wrote a book, you can get it on Amazon. And then that would be the end of it, right? So people could buy it as like they go. And the more I sent it out to like test readers and stuff, they were like, nah, man, don't do that. Like, do it like this and don't do that. And I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know if anyone's going to care to buy it because the demographics, because there's so many good comic creators out there now pushing their Indiegogo project. And, it's like, I don't want to get washed into the whatever. So I was like, no problem. Um, but you guys have exceeded my expectations. Like I was like, if I do 10,000 on it, that'll be kind of cool. And there we go. But I wrote the entire book and I sent it to an editor, and he was like, this would be cooler if you released it in like shorter books. So I had like each chapter like named after a color. So it was like Achromatic Chronicles, and then it was like chapter 1 blue, chapter
Yeah.
2 the next one, that and but yeah, that's the process. That's the process I had to go through because this is new to me. So it was just like,
Mm-hmm.
how does this look? How does that look? How does this look? And then like trying to figure out what the characters look like for the graphic. Oh man, it was just like everything was like a process. So
But now, like,
and
you
here
keep
we
people
are.
wanting more, so it's great to do
Well, we'll
one.
see. Once they get the book in their hand and they read it, like that to me is the biggest. That's the biggest one. So it's like people might think it sucks. I don't know.
I don't know.
And it can, like, it is what it is. Like we all like we watch movies together, and some people like movies, some people hate that movie, some people say it's okay, whatever. We'll see.
Ah, I think no, no. You're very creative, and you can tell a story. Like just watching your live streams and how you relate a story of something that happened. Like it'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Well,
And
we'll
Chris would
see.
like a cool box to collect
Man,
them.
that's like
Yeah, with like
that's
all
years
these
down the road, man.
illustrated.
Yeah.
Get us some squishy blues,
Yeah.
some merch.
I so speaking of merch, I wasn't planning on. I'm gonna share. Do you know how to share
Yeah,
screens? Okay.
yeah.
I'll share this real quick. I wasn't planning on doing merch for this project, but everyone keeps asking me. So if you go
No
to my T
way.
Public store, I'm not gonna really promote this much. I'm just gonna like it's there if you want it, but like it's on cups, it's on shirts, it's on stickers, it's on
Oh,
whatever.
what? You guys, there's a hoodie.
So if you wanted merch to a story you haven't even read yet and you're not sure, like it's out there. So
That's
it's out there.
awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, go get that, people. Go get go get the merch. I really still want a
Oh,
squishy blue though. I don't know. I work with
that
kids on the autism spectrum, and they make
so
so many
like
sensory toys.
that's the cool thing. So like I've learned a lot with that, and there's like if I could go back like a year, I could have so many. I would have like those foam balls, and I would have
Mm.
like I see like what Ethan Van Sciver does, and he sells these. I think he called it the honeycomb box, part of his comic book and a toy and all this stuff together. And I'm like, okay, all right. So if we get to the point where I get the second book ready, then that's what I'll do. I'll make sure there's like a toy box thing option you could buy, and
Mhm.
yeah, put it all together. So we'll see. Like first things first. I like for me, like before I even start the next project, I really want people to have it in their hand
Yeah.
and like let me know what their honest opinion on what it was. Is it boring? It's a big one too. Like everyone was shocked that I did over 200 pages for $35. Is like that's I'm under everyone was telling me I was underselling. So, but I was like, I don't want to make it too expensive. No one, but the next one probably won't be as big, but we'll see. We'll see.
No.
We'll
When
see.
just
First things
what I'm
first.
seeing. No, you'll get it out and people will love it and then they're
We'll
just gonna want
see.
more. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I
Yep,
hope
yep,
so.
yep. No, it'll be
If
it'll be
anything,
good.
people can't say that I didn't try, like they can't go back and they're like, you complain a lot, Jay. I was like, hey man, I put a book together. Here we are. So
Do you complain a lot? No.
about Star Wars, yeah.
No. Well, that's kind of just that's your job. Isn't that your job? That's what you
I guess
do,
so.
sort of. Like your job. 200 pages is huge. I like
Mm,
a good book that you can get into though. Cuz sometimes you get a comic book and they're really small,
yeah.
right? And they're really thin. And I'm a speed reader, so I can read a comic book in like 5-10 minutes. Your average comic book. And then you want more, and then you got to go buy another one. They're like $5 each. So a whole 200-page graphic novel, that's so worth it. So worth it.
It's weird too because like there was a company that emailed me last I don't know if it was last week, the week before, and they were like, Your book is like a huge success, man. Like we make animations. Would you like your book like animated, like to make
Like a little
like
short?
a TV show, like a 30-minute
No
little movie?"
way.
And they were like, "You have to like if you could send us like the digitals, if there's like digitals and stuff." And I'm like, "I'm not there yet, man. I gotta get." I was like, before I even talk to anyone, well, even like the Epic verse, like what
Mm-hmm.
Josiah and Epic Mike
Yep.
is doing, they don't. I guess this is breaking news, but they have an animation place that they just haven't started yet. And I was like, heck, man, I just keep it in the family,
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you know, Jay saw Ripa's comic and was like, "Yeah, Ripa said he's like 200 pages and you're only selling it for $35." I was like, I don't know. It was. I just want people to enjoy it. So, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
That's very cool. I've seen people take their comic books because there's one Indiegogo that I backed. It's called War Party, and I
Mm.
had that comic book creator on my channel too, and he did have like a short. It was like a short video. I think it was maybe like 2 minutes, made of his comic book, and they animated it, and it was really really cool. And he just used it as like a promotion, but it was
Yeah, they're right.
very cool to see
There's
that.
there's companies out there that reached out too that wanted to make a commercial
Mm.
with just sending just some stills from the book, and they would pay for, they would put a commercial together that I would use, but I wasn't ready. Like again, I was like, that's cool, but I'm like,
Wait for the
I just
second or
want people.
third.
I don't know. Mentally, it's like it's done. Like people are gonna get their copies probably before the end of the summer, the way
Mm.
things look, unless there's some, some crazy event that happened. And then I'm just want to see, and then the donation books will be going out probably in October, like
Oh
right
yeah, because you did a
before.
buy one, donate one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really
So
cool.
we're over, man. Like I want to say 600 books donated now, which is a lot. So it was a lot.
So where are those
And
going to schools or?
um, a variety of places. Some teachers in New York want one for their elementary classroom. California, Texas. There's a organization that takes books to kids in hospice.
Mm,
Um, that kids that are dying, and from
yeah,
leukemia
yeah,
and stuff. And so they're always looking for positive, uplifting stories to give to those kids to read, and boys and girls clubs and stuff like that. So I've got like a lot, but I figure once I get the books out and people have them, I'm going to breathe for a second and then map it all out. And then we're going to film it. Whatever it is, if I just have to mail them out, then I'll be like, hey guys, there's a shipment. It's going to here, da da da.
yeah.
So I got to be a little careful, also like I don't want to give out, like addresses of some of the places we went and, things like that. So,
That makes
I mean, like the haters are ridiculous right now. And it's like, I don't even want to put like the boys and girls, like, what if I film like, hey, I'm at the Orlando Boys and Girls Club dropping off 5 books. And what if these crazy people online see that and they call them and they're like, oh, that book is any
Hmm.
bad word you could think of, propaganda. Don't ever let that person near your kids. They say all these terrible things about me and everything else. It's like, I don't want to put them through stuff like that.
Yeah. I just,
So,
I'm so not. I don't know. Maybe it's just the people I follow on Twitter, but I don't come across those hate posts very often. So, wow, those
hail
are
the
more.
Lord. You
Those are
guys
more
would be,
so people that are just they're jealous
they're
and they're
miserable
lazy and
people, man.
yeah, they haven't accomplished anything in their own
But
personal
they,
lives.
but they do go. The only thing is, like, I had to deal with some of these extreme, crazy people, like back with the Gina Carano interview. Like people
Mm-hmm.
were doxing my home address, my family. It was a nightmare for like a little bit, and it was like, man, these people go to the extreme to get you to like to shut you up, and it's like I don't even know if I said anything that controversial. They just hate her. They hate Gina so much that they just want her to like disappear, and anyone that supports her is like they're an enemy of their cause.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like rough. But man, the chat has been so encouraging. Thank you.
Yeah,
You got like all the nice people over here.
I
Except
have
for
good chat.
Bobo. He
Who?
always trolls me.
Oh, he is
I love
trolling.
that guy, man. Yeah. Bobo Yogo. He'll
Bobo
get mad for
Yogo.
me saying his name.
Yogi. Bobo
Yeah, I
Yogi.
know.
And
He's
when
my
he says,
favorite
I am
troll.
nice. Yes. You are nice. No, I have good people in my little corner, and then a lot of these people are from
A,
obviously your
A Money
larger
Wilson.
corner.
He's
It's
good
fun.
people. Hail to the Lord is good people. The Outcast Creative.
Yeah.
That dude's always sending me stuff, and I wish I could respond to it all, but you know,
There's lots of good people out there.
he's good. Lissa is amazing. I've met her many times, so yeah. I'm just
Love
looking at
it.
the chat now. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
A
We
lot of
trying.
haters.
Yeah, I get it. I just now like there was a guy from Marvel. I got the attention of somebody that works at Marvel Comics, and he was just like trashing me and like the book and saying, "Wow, you can only." It was at the time when I think I crossed 50K on the
Yeah.
campaign. They're like, if you only cross 50K, you're not even close to what Marvel. Like he was just saying like all these stupid things, and then people were like, "I just picked up a book, Jay," and he's like, "Why would you buy from?" And they just were saying these
Oh
names,
boy.
and I'm like, who the freak is that? So Ripa sent me a message. He goes, "Oh, that's so and so. He works for Marvel. He's scared he's about to lose our job because of all of us." And
Oh.
he goes, "Jay, you got two ways to handle it. You could just mute him, or you can go ham and go hard on him." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not really who I am, you know. I
Yeah.
just kind of laugh at these people." So he ended up blocking me anyway, and like everybody, because I guess people were like, "Why are you talking about Jay? Like, why are you doing this? Who are you? Like, shut up!" And he just like it frustrated him that no one was like, "Listen." He just blocked everybody, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, there's that." So, you know,
Yeah. Oh, troll.
I can be mean if you want, Jay. Your brother's videos are better than yours. Actually, I agree with you on that. I
You guys are both
agree.
awesome.
I agree. He has a lot more. He's very perfectionist, so
I watched one of his videos, your brother's videos, where
I'm a little sloppy.
he was like talking about organizing his closet, and I was like, man, now I have guilt about my closet. It's a disaster.
No, he's
I was like,
great,
great.
man.
I have to go organize my closet now. Okay. The J Army is not to be messed
Yeah,
with. You have an army, Jay.
that's
An
wild.
army. That's so funny that Marvel people, I mean, it's understandable that Marvel people are so scared because they see what.
Well, maybe it was like one guy, but
Yeah. But he's not doing well. That's why he's scared. I stick to old Marvel. You know? In like the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. Brian B. Oops. I accidentally clicked that. Yeah, I like the old Marvel.
X-Wing, one of my best friends, is in the chat. I don't know if you know him. I'm still like, I was on his channel. The thing about this, I don't know, people call it so many, community, fellowship, family, whatever. And he just got, his community came so hard for him on Friday. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And they just showered him with love and everything. It's like, that's what it's all about, man. He's like, he's seen it happen to other people. And so, you know, it finally happened to him. It was like it was so cool to watch. We had like a whole show planned out. We couldn't even do it. It was so cool.
I do know X-Wing. Calm down.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yes. Oh. Eric Sullivan says that I need to Uncanny X-Men. It's hard to get into X-Men. I don't know why.
I'm gonna convert Eric Sullivan one of these days.
To what?
A Christian.
Oh,
he's
okay,
right
sorry.
there. I'm gonna brainwash him into my faith.
Oh,
you ever see
that?
like Riddick? You know, the necromongers when they got like, you must be part of our faith. Oh no, Eric. I met Eric in Boston. He's a good dude. He needs to get married though. He keeps looking for a woman in the wrong places. That's all.
Oh, you hear that? Dating tips from Jay, right there. You're welcome, all. Hello, Demogeny. Oh man.
If there's a girl streaming, Demogenize in the chat. That's all.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny. Well, you still got to convince Eric.
I'll get to him. He's on my list.
Oh, Jay has a list, like a little black book. He's got a little black book, and he's putting down names.
I'd be that guy knocking on his door. I gotta leave. Start shipping books, Jay. Okay, man.
Oh, look at that. See? New idea. Dating tips.
I don't have any, man. Just do your best.
Oh,
it's
crazy. Josiah has a question.
Yeah.
Right there.
Are you and Dan doing a stream tomorrow, Jay? If so, what time? Usually at 10 a.m. So tomorrow is a busy day for me. So I should be streaming with Dan from 10 a.m. to almost noon. Then I'm going on the Side Scroller podcast with Stuttering Craig at noon to like 2. Then I'm interviewing for my podcast, a
Right.
guy by the name of Good Logic. He like does a lot of he's a political channel and stuff, but I enjoy him. And then it'll be Mario Kart on Geeks and Gamers. I will my butt will be in this chair from 10 a.m. to midnight. So it's gonna be a long day
Dang.
tomorrow.
Take breaks. Get up and like do some squats or something. You know,
Yeah.
some
Definitely.
lunges. Do that. It's good for you. You need to get one of those big yoga balls and you can just like
Yeah.
bounce.
It's not every day I'm like this, but tomorrow's is kind of booked. I just, I got one more month to push the project, and we're almost at 75K, which is incredible.
Mm-mm.
So maybe we can get there. Maybe we can get close to 80 before the month's out. Who knows? And
Yes.
even if it just stops today and nobody else buys another book in another month, I'm okay with that, man. Because if it's exceeded my expectations, so like
What was it? What you had a goal, right?
10,000.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Yes.
So
10,000.
10,000. I see Wick in the chat. Phil said, "Yeah, I got your email, Phil. I will do my best, buddy. That's all I can tell you."
Hi, Wicked. Yes. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I
We
know
saw
everyone's like, "Jay, come to our channel and plug it," but I know, man. I know, brother.
that. There you go. No, that is awesome. And it's only been up for a month?
Yeah,
Dude, that's amazing.
that's pretty
That's
wild.
amazing.
That's
It's
pretty
amazing.
wild. Goal was smashed in 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. See, it's gonna be good, Jay. It's gonna be good. And you had people on there that let's see, because you sent out a couple copies, right?
Yes, actually, Wicked Virtue got one,
Yep.
and Jane Theory got one, and some teachers got some. So yeah, I sent them out. I sent them out the test copies early just to see. But I am a terrible Indiegogo. Like these other people that have these campaigns, they've got like stretch goals for every 100. I got one. And as soon as I put the stretch goal up, we hit it in literally an hour. And I was like,
A
well,
sticker.
that didn't really help. Like that didn't really help. Because you're supposed to put stretch goals to help encourage people to buy them. Because it's like,
Right.
ooh, if we get
Right.
this many, then we'll get something else. And I'm like, I don't know what to get. So like Anna's like, let's do stickers. I'm like, cool. I think I was at like 46,000. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, maybe we'll get to 50. And then she put it up, and literally I woke up the next day, it was at 52. And I'm like, well, there's that. So,
Yeah. Look at all these people. Look at all these people.
Yeah, it's wild.
So awesome. I'm super excited.
I hope.
I can't. What's happening? A Canadian bear plushie has a stretch goal. Jay says no.
No.
Jay says no. Sorry, guys.
Kind of closed the book on that. Never spent so much time promoting blue balls. Yeah. It's a brilliant market, though.
Oh. I mean, yeah. Look at this. Oh, 100K stretch goal. He says, is dinner with Jay for one lucky sponsor. You'll have to put it in a draw. You have to put names in a draw, though, Jay, because, well.
Yeah, only one person can win that. Wow.
See, even Freeze Peach will get it. He doesn't like comics, but it sounds like something he'd like. Hey.
Well, it's cool because I could say, I don't know if you consider this a comic more than yeah, but I appreciate that.
Somebody else. Yeah. Wicked Virtue. Children need more books like this. Such a great inspirational story. Aw. See?
Thank you.
I want to read it. Oh, chat just jumped. That sounds gross.
I ate dinner with Jay once. I grossed him out chomping on fish eyes. Yeah. Well, because you eat with your mouth open. Pretty gross.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's a graphic novel, Wicked, yes. For sure. For sure. It is. Everybody should read more. Honestly, I actually read something on Instagram of all places about how you need to get off of Instagram and how our brains are we need to rewire our brains to focus more and to like have longer attention span, and you can actually train your brain to do that by taking a few minutes a day just to read something, and then every day like increasing that so that your attention span and your ability to focus um, it increases, and then it also helps with your creativity. So I thought that was an interesting
I
post.
try to read, like, I'm reading books now. So it's like, well, I mean, I've always read books, but I try to read before I go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm that night guy reader with a little bed light. I'll put on the little reading glasses. Just be like,
Oh my
what do we,
gosh.
how do we end the day? You know,
You look like a librarian.
how do we end the day?
Do you read like something light, or do you read something a
No.
little deeper, or you just whatever you feel like?
I'm reading I'm reading books on pirates right now, and I'm loving every minute. I did last year I did this whole thing about the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
So I was so fascinated with the Ottoman Empire. Some of the dumbest, no one, I don't think people even know what that is, but
No, I've heard of it.
yeah. And I was fascinated with that because that was the last great empire, other, I guess, unless you count America. So
Hmm.
he
I
reads
can't
the
read
rest.
that deep.
Well, it's history stuff. It's all history books.
Yeah. But I feel like that would just make me fall asleep. So,
It does. That's why I read it. Perfect way to shut your brain off.
It's
So
true. But then does it stick in your mind, or do you feel that it just kind of floats away into your dreams?
no, history has just been a love of mine because it's like you could literally see it being repeated over and
True.
over.
It's true.
So, like,
Even pirate history?
pirate history is fascinating to me because we have glamorized pirates.
Mm.
I glamorize pirates.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean, all that stuff. We look at it, and it's like
Mhm.
these people live an adventure every day of riches, women, no rules, whatever. But it's actually, when you get down to like how these people, it was a terrible life.
Mm.
So, oh man, CJ, hold on. I got to share this. I did this specifically for CJ. I did this
Oh,
specifically
CJ.
for CJ. CJ sent me this whole thing about making shirts, and I want to show him because he wouldn't leave me alone about the whole issue.
Oh my
So
goodness.
CJ, if you go to my T Public store, and Megan's gonna share the screen,
Go
you
here,
can get your
CJ.
own
Look,
shirt.
look.
You can get a cup. You can get a walleye. You can get a pillow. You can get a pin. You can get
Oh
a
wait,
kid's
there's a
hoodie.
pillow?
Yeah, it's all down here.
Oh,
You can get a
dang.
magnet. You can get a sticker. You can get a onesie for
Oh,
a child.
onesie.
You
Okay.
can get a tank top. You can get whatever you want. Right? There's a nice, look at that soft pillow that you can get. All for you, CJ. All for you, buddy. Because I was like, they were asking in my live stream, they're like, where's the merch for this book? And I'm like, I wasn't going to make any. Like, you guys haven't even read it yet, And so it's like, you might not even like it. So, and CJ's like, well, maybe I want to buy a shirt, Jay. Maybe. And I was like, okay, man. I met CJ before. He's taller than me. So I was like, all
I've
right,
met him too.
CJ,
He is tall. Uh-huh.
just for you. I'm doing it for you, man. That's it. Like, please don't scare me anymore.
Bye, Cajun Corey. That's funny. You don't have
So,
adult size onesies though.
dear God, no. Come on. I'm onesied out, man. I'm onesied out. Let me
You're
go through the
just
summer without a onesie, and I'll be okay.
is that going to be allowed?
Yeah, it's hot here.
I It is, but when the people demand it, no, I wouldn't wear a onesie either. Actually, that's all I have. Well, we've been going for almost an hour. I kind of usually stop around the hour point.
Basically,
But
she's done with me,
I'm
folks.
not done with you. I just don't want to hold you here
Not
forever and a
holding me.
day. You said you had
It's
a very
Sunday.
busy schedule coming up. I don't know if you
Tomorrow,
need
yeah,
to.
not today. Today it was all yours.
Oh, did you guys hear that? Jay was on mine today. I'll remember that. Okay. I'm just kidding.
I also remember you made shoes for the meetup.
Yes, I
And
did.
I got to meet Megan, everyone. I don't know if you know this, but in Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the first time we met.
And she went back on social media after the meetup and she shared all these wonderful pictures of everyone. And then she goes, I forgot to take a picture with Jay. So then we met up again. She shared all these wonderful pictures. She goes, again, I forgot to take a picture with Jay. But she had F&T shoes. I don't know what other shoes you made for the meetup.
No, I just made the FNT shoes.
Okay. So
and
she
then
made
I
specific heels.
killed my feet. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know, I don't know if you guys know Megan's history, but she used to be like a movie star model. So
No, that's not true at all. I did model. Nothing about movie starness.
it's
Very
kind of
wrong.
the same thing.
It's not.
She was a model. She was a famous model for
not famous.
Kmart or something like that. Target, maybe. I don't remember.
Dude, I haven't modeled for 3 years because
just kidding. It wasn't Kmart, everyone.
No, it really wasn't. It was a bunch of like different boutiques and stuff.
Boutiques, yeah.
Boutiques, y'all. Boutiques. Fancy. Anyway, no, I haven't modeled for 3 years.
You miss it?
Jay, I do miss it. But it kind of went downhill when COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then everything I tried to do, I wasn't allowed because I didn't have the required thing that everyone should get. And then
yeah.
Then I've been out of the loop for so long, and it was actually kind of a nice break. Mentally, it was good for me. But now I'm kind of going, I want to get back into it. And I know I can. I just got to get a whole new portfolio, bunch of new pictures taken.
How do you get into that?
There's different websites.
I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to.
No, there's different websites you can go on, and you can build a website, and there's like Model Mayhem and stuff like that, and you make a page, and then you say what different types of modeling work you want to do, and then every day in your email you get like a list of all the different jobs available, and you apply to them for yourself. And then you can also do that like through an agency. So I was signed with an agency for a bit in Canada, and then I moved down to the States. Then I was just doing independent stuff. Yeah. Oh, Dushkin wants to know if Jay has done any modeling. You're tall enough.
I'm too chubby. Well, maybe now I could because they really. I was gonna
say
they're stepping into that chubby model stuff now. So maybe now. I used to do voice work, like voice.
Really?
I don't know if it was voice acting or what for Brazil. A school in Brazil.
What?
There was a school in Brazil that hired me to read their stuff in English while they teach students English. So I was getting paid about $1,700, $1,700 or $2,000 a month, and they sent me these little scripts, and they were so funny. They were like, "Hello, how are you doing today?" And I had to read it like slow. It's like, "I'm looking for a cellular phone." Well, you've come to the right shop. What kind of phone are you looking for? I'm looking for an updated phone. Okay, here are some in our store. Right. And it was like a nonstop script like that. And it was just
that's awesome.
So I recorded it and sent it. And they're like, oh, we love it. Thank you. Here's more money. And like I did that for like 4 or 5 months. I think I read everything they wanted me to read. And I was like, I think they sent me something else and I just didn't do it because it was a long one.
People want you to be a foot model. Okay. You know.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Or you can say you're a woman.
I wore the Canadian bear thing. I went through all that last year.
He did.
So.
did go through that.
What did he say? Jay just have to say he is a woman, and Victoria. Oh yeah.
This
It's
is
true.
true. That's true. I feel like there was something else up there. Oh, Star Wars Rebels done modeling.
Was there
Really?
was there a particular goal like you were trying to hit when you were modeling?
Honestly, no. And
It was just like making
was
money off the side and
yeah, just
yeah.
just money on the side. I was also signed with an acting agency, and I did like different like commercials.
Can we
I
see
did
one?
Oh, dude, I don't even know where they are. Like, I don't have access to them. You do these things.
You mean they're not on like YouTube somewhere? Not to put you on the spot, because I found out like my friend Melanie Mack was in a beer commercial
No.
like 10 years ago, and we were talking on my channel like a year ago, and it was like the first time she did the podcast, and somebody in the chat was like, ask Melanie Mack about beer commercial, and I was like, beer commercial? You were in a beer commercial? She's like, oh, I thought people forgot about that. So we pulled it up. It was so great. She's playing video games. It was
That's
so
awesome.
funny. So now every time she's live, like on somebody else's channel, I send a super chat. Ask Melanie Mag about her beer commercial.
That's great.
So,
No, I
pretty
did
funny.
it. I got cut. Here's the thing that happens a lot.
You got cut.
You get cut a lot. So I would do a whole day of filming, and I would get cut, and I would get cut. Well, here's your paycheck for the day, but you got cut, so you're not gonna get any residuals. And I was like, what? And then I did a couple like promos for TV shows. I think I auditioned 4 times for Hell on Wheels, the TV show. No, didn't get it. No, I mostly did modeling stuff. I think I did do an anti-bullying video. I don't know if that's still. I have this other YouTube channel that I don't use, and it has like modeling stuff on it. I haven't looked at it in ages. I think there's maybe stuff there. But anyway.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Funny. You ever look at it and go, ooh.
A little bit.
Those pictures where I don't want everyone ever to see them again.
I mean, but here's the thing. Even if I was to take them down from my site or anywhere else, like people, they're out there.
Oh yeah, forever.
They're out there forever. I haven't done anything that I'm like ashamed of.
Oh yeah, no.
But I look at them and I go, oh, that's super cringy. Why would you pose like that? Why you look awkward? Stop it. Yeah, it just is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be in an epic verse short film with Josiah and Mike, and I am not an actor. And I'm like, I the whole time I was there, I was like, I hope I'm not ruining your movie. Like, I hope I'm not ruining anything. Like, I'm trying my best, man. I like practiced for a month. I got my lines memorized. Like, I was nervous because I just don't do that kind of stuff, you know? Like, that's a whole new world to me. I'm used to like living out of the States, you know, like living in some country no one's ever heard of before. Like that was like half my life. So
where did you live?
Haiti. And
wow, how long were you there?
Like 3 years building schools after the earthquake that hit over there.
That's crazy. You go down to Mexico a lot too, right?
Well,
or you've had some projects down there?
Mexico is our latest project. Last project was in El Salvador, and then the project before El Salvador was Dominican Republic. So I kind of slowed down a lot, and yeah, I'm just doing one project at a time because it can get stressful. It can get stressful, and it's a lot. So I'm on like a nice calm pace with this kind of work now.
Got it all sorted.
Yeah. I love it though.
Snowland? Like when I lived in when I lived in Canada, yes, Doug. Yes. Cringy is what most actors do or have done. True. I think we've all done cringy.
My
stuff.
whole life is cringy. I wore a freaking Canadian onesie for. I don't think it gets worse than that. I'm sure it can. So like at the MegaCon, I was laughing with somebody about this yesterday. So I uploaded a video on my channel where I said I met Hayden Christensen, and people are like so upset in my comment section, and they're like thumbing down the video, and I'm like, what? Because I guess they thought because last year I was backstage and I was like actually hanging out with these people that's how this video was going to be. It was just me getting a picture with them. And so people were just kind of like, you didn't really meet him. I'm like, did I not meet him though? How did I get a picture with him if I didn't meet him? Yeah, but you still
It's just not the
clickbait us,
same.
right? But in the video, there was a guy cosplaying as Jesus
Okay.
Christ. And I put that in the title too. I was like, I found Jesus at MegaCon. I was going up, dude. The guy was in front of me, right? And I couldn't stop. I could not stop laughing. And so he was in front of me and he got on the escalator and he put his hands up like this, like going like he was ascending into heaven. And I was laughing so hard. I was like, this young kid woke up that morning, probably told his mom or whoever he's staying with, and says, I'm going to the MegaCon and I'm going to dress up. What are you going to dress up as? I'm going to go as Jesus. And he had his hand raised going up the escalator, and like people were like going, oh, and he's just like going up, and like the sun is, and I'm like watching him. I'm laughing my freaking head off, man. I was like, this is brilliant. And so like I was like, I gotta get him. Like I want him in the video, right?
Yeah.
So like when he was like walking around and he's just going like, hey, Jesus sees you. Jesus is watching. Like that was like his thing. It was
Oh my
hilarious.
gosh.
So like, some of the cosplayers are a little risque,
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yep.
like some
Yep.
of them show a little too much skin and you're like, hey, you need to hit that Stairmaster. Anyway, all I'm saying is it's like, there's a lot of cottage cheese floating around, and he was like, Jesus sees you, Jesus know, right? And he was doing that to people. And so I was like, hey man, come back. I was like, can you come over here? Can I put you on a video? And he's like, yeah, of course. It was so funny. And I'm like, if I ever go back to a Comic-Con, I'm gonna dress like Moses,
Do
or
it.
something like that, and just carry around 10 commandments and give away like cheesy Christian candy. There's like those Christian, like called testaments. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah.
heard of that.
I've heard of them.
It's the most cringe Christian stuff, like all the little cringe Christian like stuff that you look and go, oh God, why are you selling this? And just hand that stuff out like while I'm walking around, I think that would be freaking funny, man.
Do it.
I think that would be hilarious. And just walk around and like I'm about to part the
Oh,
Red
wrong one.
Sea and all that stuff. Jay's
Dress
gonna
like
give out church
Moses.
candy. I think it would be funny.
You should
I
also
put
give
a
out the candies that your grandma gives you in church.
yeah.
Like you dig in your pocket and it's like a little bit warm or something. And you're like, oh.
Oh man. I was like, the fact that a young person woke up
And
and
decided
decided to cosplay as Jesus was like, to me, that was my hero of the day. And he was just he wasn't, I don't know if he was there with anyone. I'm watching him. He's just literally running around like Jesus sees you. It was so funny.
That is funny. Actually, you should go as Goliath, according to Dawn.
I could
Goliath.
probably get away with that, but people might think I'm like some other, like it might not, they might
It's
not
true.
get it.
They might not get it. Jesus is recognizable, and Moses, they're pretty recognizable.
Yeah, because I'd have like the 10 Commandment tablets. I just carry around.
And the staff. You need
I'd
a
be like,
staff.
hey, not supposed to steal. Not supposed to do this.
Or you can go as
That'd be kind of
Samson.
funny.
I don't know if people will recognize.
They wouldn't get that either, I don't think.
Nah.
Those strawberry candies and root beer barrels. Yeah, that's what I'd hand out. It'd be funny. Have you ever dressed up for a Comic-Con?
I sort of did, because I went down to Pensacon like a month ago now with Ivan and Christina, and I didn't have any cosplays, but Christina has done cosplay, so she pulled one out of her closet and was like, "Here, you can wear this." And I was like, "I don't even know who this character is," because it was an anime con, and I only just started getting into anime because of the Weebs and Waifus channel. So she goes, "Okay, it's from Fruits Baskets, and this is the name of the character that I can't even remember now. Just put it on. You'll look cute." And I was like, "Okay." So that is the first cosplay I ever did, and it was this little like mini skirt and it was like a little, it looked like a little girl, like a sailor, like a girl's sailor costume. Anyway, it was fun, but I was just like, man, it takes a lot of work, a lot of creativity, sometimes a lot of money. Some of these people, like, they work on their cosplays for like a year beforehand. They're very intense.
Some of the costumes were like it looked like movie studio quality of them like walking around. And then others are like, all right, he spent $5.
Yeah.
You know,
They just threw something on.
he found like paint at Home Depot in an open box and put it on their face. Probably gonna have a bad infection later, and they're just walking around. But yeah, some of them are just like, I mean, like it like there was a guy there. Oh my gosh, what's the character's name from God of War video game? Anybody? Yeah, Christinova is top tier on it. Anna is top tier on it. But the big bald muscular dude, there was a guy like he had the body, he had the look. Yeah, Kratos, like he was, and he was like, it looked just like, I'm like, if they make a movie, they need to hire that guy because he's definitely been in the gym. And then there's others, like it would. There's others, that we don't have the right body types, but we still dress like the characters we like. And you're just kind of like, oh, okay. There's like that would be like me going as Yoda, right? 6'4" guy, 270, right? I'm going as Yoda, walking around, as Yoda. Like, yeah, I appreciate the love you have for your character, but it just seems a little off. It's like,
yeah.
But then like then there's the others that are just like they got it down to a T from hairstyle to like everything. It's unbelievable, So that's why if I go as Moses, that'd be perfect. You just put a beard on and just a robe and cane.
Done. It's a staff, Jay.
What's up,
it's a
Thomas?
Staff. Thomas is going to Fan Expo Boston in August, dressed up in drunk 3PO apparel, Geeks and Gamers
man.
apparel, wearing a sign that says "Rar, I'm a Canadian bear."
That'd be funny.
Oh man, that's great. 1970s Spider Woman. Yeah, I could do that. I love 1970s Spider Woman. She's the best Spider Woman. Just saying. Oh, Jay.
The most Gandalf.
I
gotta get a little thinner, I think. Maybe.
He's wearing a big old robe. It's all
like Fat Thor is the perfect costume for me. Perfect. I could do that every year and pull it off perfectly. So Fat Thor, how he looked.
I didn't actually see that movie.
Yeah,
I heard things.
Smarter one. And so yeah, it was like that's the perfect that being like the Fat Thor, like chubby nerds from across the land like rejoiced for months because they're like, I could always do that. I don't have to have the Thor body. I could go as chubby Thor. I could have the hammer. I could have everything. He's in a bathrobe. You get the beard on and still still a superhero and I'm chubby. So it's perfect. That was Marvel's best thing that they could do for cosplayers, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Because all the other superheroes are like freaking jacked.
They are
ripped
they
up.
Are.
So.
You gotta be muscly, or like if it's like a bodysuit, have the fake muscles.
Yeah,
on
you look good as Wreck-It Ralph, says Don. Yeah, I pulled that one off.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Except that wig was a little tight on my head.
Ouch. That'd be Prince Voltant of the Hawkmen.
Man, Sullivan's pulling out some classic stuff that most people don't know.
Don't know that one. Uh-oh, Lisa says Shrek. Although I don't know if you'd want to paint yourself. I feel like that's a lot. Body paint wise, that's a lot of work. You know? Can you imagine?
Yeah, I don't want to. Body paint's the last thing I want. CJ's wearing a wig in his avatar right now.
He is. Look at that. Yeah. Nah.
X-Wing's the kind of guy that dresses up in the same costume from Star Wars every year.
You could be Chewie. Again, but that's really hot though. That's like wearing a onesie that's really hot. I don't think Jay wants to do that again.
Yeah.
You know. Thanks, Phil. This is yes. We're just talking about all kinds of things now, everybody.
Yeah, I got some extended time, so there we go.
We're just hanging.
We're just hanging.
Darth Vader?
Yeah, I could pull off Vader. So here's the thing with me with cosplays. I don't want my face covered. Like I don't want to wear like something over my entire face.
That makes sense.
I don't want to do like onesies. So
I think the struggle is getting it to like be at least semi-comfy, not too hot. You don't want to be like pouring sweat. You know when you're walking the con and you see someone that's wearing something that's just too hot and they're kind of sweating and you just
they look terrible.
Yeah. Your makeup.
I'm like, dang, man, I know you pulled that off, but man, you look terrible.
Looking rough. You start to look rough.
Yeah, you got sweat in places you don't sweat at, and like, you know.
Ew.
I would love to go as Indiana Jones every year. Jay would go as Sala. Yeah.
Sala.
Pretty funny. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
No, stop. Ugh. I can't do the click. There we go. Can't be depriving the ladies of your cheeky smile. There you go. There you go. Gotta show your face. Marvel's Red Guardian.
Maybe.
Who is what? Kronk? Kronk from
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, Emperor's New Groove. I love that movie. I love it. I need to go watch
I can relate to Kronk a lot. Nah, Phil, I'm done with Star Wars, man. Sorry. Phil keeps saying C3PO. No more Star Wars for me.
He's over it.
I'm over it, man.
He's over it.
That company that's a terrible company. I don't really want anything to do with it.
It's rebel against the programming now, guys.
Yeah.
Rebel against the programming.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is now.
Megan's run out of things to say. All right, we can.
I'm crashing. You know how I said at the beginning my coffee had me up here? Now it's like leaving my system and I'm going.
You can end the stream. Thanks for having me on.
I'm sorry. I am crashing.
No, we've gone over an hour. You're good.
We have gone over an hour. No, it was fun, Jay. I'm sorry I'm crashing hardcore right now, though.
It's Sunday, man. You need that Sunday nap.
It's true. It's nap time. And I'm going to go get barbecue. Texas barbecue for supper.
That sounds amazing. I think that's what I want.
Do it. Make sure it's good barbecue, though.
Florida doesn't have the best, but we have some.
Is passable?
Yeah.
You got to have Texas
compared to what I had in Texas. Whew, that Texas stuff is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. If anybody goes to Texas, you need to get Texas barbecue. You need to ask the Texans. Not the people that have moved to Texas, but the actual real Texans where the best barbecue is.
When I was in Texas, John Matrix from the Matrix and Road black and white sports show took us to a place. I've never seen anything like it in Texas, right outside of Dallas somewhere.
Mm.
And how it works is we pulled up and the place wasn't even open yet, right? And there was a line of people just standing, and I'm like,
That's how
it's
you know
not
it's
even
good.
open yet. It's like not opening for another 35 minutes. And he was like, get in line. Trust me. So I was like, all right. So we all get in line. It's Jeremy, Ryan, it's all of us. So we're all in line. And they finally open, and it's a weird. It's just something I'm not used to. So it's like you go in and you just order like it's like a la carte. So it's like I want beef barbecue, I want ribs, and you get fries. And it's not like they make a plate out of it. They just give you like a trough, like a feeding trough.
Yep.
And so it's like, all right, I want to try. And then they had like the master fat boy country special that had a little bit of everything on it. I'm like, I want that. I want to try it all. So they bring out, I got this tray that could feed about 12 people. And I'm like, I ain't gonna finish this, right? It's like $50.
You get it
So
for takeout, and then you have leftovers.
so yeah, so there's no place to really sit in there. It's like it's just
Mhm.
literally you go in, it's like a butcher shop. They order, they cook it, they slap it all together, and they give you these, it's like they don't give you plates. They put it in like the tins that's disposable, right? So you take it with you. But then outside they just threw up tons of benches. So if you wanted to stay and eat, you could go outside, but most people bought it and just took it home.
Mhm. Yep.
So we went and sat outside, and I'm like, how is this stuff even real, man? Like corn pudding? Have you had
Yeah.
corn pudding?
I haven't. I've seen it. I haven't
What
had
the
it.
heck? That stuff was
Yeah.
amazing. I was like, that
It
just
looked
that
weird.
just blew my face off. And
Was it
then it's
good?
like they had like this special sauce, and it was like, this is the dry rub, this is the sloppy, this is whatever. And I'm like, I couldn't get enough of it. It was so good. Man, my shirt was a mess, man. We had to go back to Anime Matsuri. I had slop and gruel and drool all over my
They
shirt.
usually have like bibs. Often,
I
some of them
wasn't
have
ready, man.
bibs.
And I wasn't the only one that made a mess, okay? Just for the record. Just for the record. I wasn't the only one that made a mess. And so we're finding like barbecue sauce on places where it's like, how did it get over here? And like what is going on here? So we had to go to Walmart and buy like shirts
Oh my
because it was a mess,
goodness.
man. It was so good. It was so good that I wish some got stuck in my teeth. So later I could just go, oh man, that's good.
Ew.
That's what y'all Texans do, I heard.
Uh,
I mean, you're
well,
Canadian
I'm not
Texans.
Texan, so I don't do that.
So
We got
yeah,
standards, you know? I'm just kidding.
I got you. Makes total sense. Makes total sense.
uh,
Standards.
oh yeah.
Wasn't
Where
that the
Krista
time
put a
Chris?
bib on you?
No, that was here in Florida. That was at
Mm.
Bubblegum Shrimp Factory.
Mm. I know Les Chris is one of her favorites, but I feel like that one's overrated.
Bubblegum Shrimp.
Wait, was it Bubba Gump that we went? Maybe I'm confused. I had steak and I wasn't impressed with it. That's all I know.
That wasn't at Bubblegum, I don't think. That's a shrimp place.
Okay, never
That's
mind.
that's in Universal Studios.
Then I need to go to the. There was some place I went and I wasn't.
It's like going to Universal Studios, so it's like a theme park style restaurant. It's like
Yeah.
all Forrest Gumpish, like fun, and they ask you trivia questions and they do all that stuff. So I don't mind it. I like going to Bubblegum Shrimp.
Beard and mustache.
Automatic leftover saver. There it is.
But then the ladies aren't going to want to kiss you. Just saying.
Unless they like that slop too.
Oh, okay. Well,
You never know what's out there.
you never know what's out there.
You never know.
Somebody might like that. Somebody might like that. Rudy's is okay. CJ, you're asking for a decent place in Houston. I don't know one. I've never been to Houston. I think I had a stop over there at the airport. That's all. Oh. Canman says, now we know what type of woman Jay is into.
A mess, yeah.
A
I'm looking
mess.
at barbecue right now on DoorDash.
If you have a Rudy's, they're okay. They're okay. I got what did I get? I got some barbecue from Bucky's one time.
Ah,
It was all right
I
for
love
Bucky's.
barbecue from Bucky's.
It really was all right. And I've never actually been in a Bucky's. Like somebody brought that to me. I've never stepped foot inside a Bucky's. I haven't been in Texas for like a few years now, and I have not stepped foot inside a Bucky's. I should
Man,
really do that.
that's rough.
Is it? I don't know what I'm missing, really.
No, it's freaking amazing. Every time I go to Bucky's, like I buy stuff.
I mean, it has food. They have clothes. They have
They have everything.
yeah. It's almost like
Last
a
time I was
Walmart or
there, they were
something.
selling mini grill smokers, and I just wanted to buy one because it looks
Mm,
so cute, like a little mini grill.
like how
Like
many?
like like mini, like a little mini grill that you could just stick on the back of your car
Oh my
and throw like
gosh.
2 hamburger patties on it or something.
How did you not see Bucky's when you're in Texas? They're everywhere.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The biggest Bucky's in the world is in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest.
I guess I gotta go to Bucky's. Megan's a hermit, confirmed. Yeah, I kind of am. I got out today. I went to church. I went for coffee. I socialized myself. Y'all. Okay? I did. I've been a social person today, and it was enough socialization for me. Now I'm here being social ish, sort of. Does this count as being social? If you're online talking to people, does that count as social? Is that real being social? I don't know.
No.
No. Jay says no. So this doesn't count, I guess.
You
I'll
gotta
bet.
get sunshine in your face.
You're right. You're right. There's no sun today. It's cloudy.
Sunshine in your face.
Josiah says it is. Josiah says it is. Doug
It's
says it
better than
is.
nothing, that's for sure.
Spider says it is. See? See? That's a big word. Non-delusional, parasocial. What? Hi, Zax. Non-delusional, parasocial. Okay. Foot touching grass. Well, I'll go outside. I'll touch some grass. Go touch grass. Do you ever like you said you're gonna be like at your desk all day tomorrow? Do you ever miss the sun? Do you ever think to yourself that you need some sun on your face?
Do I look like I need sun on my face?
No, I mean you're way less pale than me.
I run a theme park channel, so I'm always at a theme park walking around. I'm always at Disney or Universal or SeaWorld or Legoland. And so I'm outside 2 to 3 days a week walking a lot.
That's a lot of outside.
So
That's a lot of
yeah.
vitamin D.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know
So
what this
like
means.
tomorrow, like this week. So tomorrow I'll be in front of the computer all day. What really gets to me in front of the screen is my eyes hurt.
Mm.
So then so like right now I have the blue blocker on the screen, like all
Yeah,
that stuff. So
I do
then
that
like
too.
Tuesday I'm actually having Gothics on my channel,
Nice. I love her.
and then Wednesday it's all day at Universal again. Then I'm going to see the Mario Kart movie. Or that's Wednesday. Then Thursday I'll be at one of the Disney parks, and then I'll be back at Legoland
Oh, Legoland.
next week, and then I'm gonna go to Busch Gardens. So yeah, it's a lot.
Were you just looking at a calendar on your wall?
Yeah, I have a
You have
big
an old school calendar.
I actually have a big whiteboard that I
Oh.
just scribble on, and I just write down, like, I have the word dates, and I write down in order, like, so it's like today was 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern interview Megan. I had that
Hmm,
written down Sunday. So
that's
I
smart.
cross it off for the month. So then it's done.
I need to do that.
I like
I put things in
whiteboards
my
better
phone and
than
I
like
don't look at
paper
it.
can. Yeah, I can't like I'd rather have it because then my thing is like I gotta see it every day. So it's
Yeah.
like every day I'm here, I could look. So if people are like, hey Jay, are you free Wednesday? I'm like, no, not.
That's actually really smart.
So it's a big whiteboard I stole from a school. So it's like they didn't miss it. It was in like one of their closets. They weren't even using it.
How did
So
you walk out with that? You just picked it up and out you went?
I worked their after school program on Wednesdays. Like I ran it, so I was the last teacher there. I just when I locked up, I just rolled it out and
Good
off we
tip.
go.
Good tip.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
And I was still working there at the time, so if they needed it back, I would have clearly said I took it home to help work.
Work
But it never
stuff.
said anything. And when I quit that job to go teach online full time, they never, I'm still in good graces with that school. They always want me to come back.
Hmm.
There was no hard feelings. It was just I took a better job. So
Would you go back? Are you just like you're done with that
uh
teaching?
I don't know because it was so like as a school teacher, I made like $33,000 a year there,
Hmm.
which isn't a lot compared to the workload that you have being a teacher was like I don't know how people do it all the time. Like I don't know how like that's it's a lot of work for not a lot of money. Now, teachers that have been doing it for years, of course, get raises and they make a lot more. But I took the job to teach online
Right.
and I instantly made twice as much
No
overnight. Yeah,
way.
with
Was
the
that like just
contract.
like tutoring?
No, I was teaching English online to kids in other countries.
Oh, I've
So
seen ads for that and stuff, and I always wonder, is that legit? What if you don't get money? Because I've looked into that myself, and I was thinking, what
it's
if I
pretty
don't get paid
legit.
for that? It is?
So this is how I got blessed with that. So it was Christmas before the lockdowns,
Mm,
like
mhm.
2 years ago. And I got those emails too. It's like, hey, teach English online. This is how it works, this and this and this. So while I was still teaching, I filled it out and I went through their training process in November, and they took me. So they're like, you can you make your own schedule. So it's like if you want to be
Mm.
available 4 days a week, you sign up and you block off certain like times you're available. Now the timing is crazy. You're talking 3 a.m. to like 10 a.m. So it's not like it's like 9 to 5. So I did that. I blocked off like 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. for like a week,
Yeah.
and I was working, and then I went and taught I hadn't have to be at my school till 8 or 7:30, and they sent me a bonus to say, can you go full time and do from like 3 to 7, you know?
Ooh.
And so I was like, I'm gonna take a chance and do it because then I'm home, you know. So I did it, and I quit the school, and it was rough because I was also the basketball coach, and I started doing it full time at home, and then the freaking lockdowns hit, and in March, but the rest of the world locked down too, and everybody was looking for online teachers. And
Mhm.
that month of March and April, I took so much because I had nothing to do. I took so much work where it was like 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. to noon. Like it was like I literally slept for like 4 hours a day for like a month, but I made so much money that month. I like paid off like all my debt. It was wild. It was like I was teaching kids in like the Middle East. I was teaching
Mm,
kids in China. I was teaching kids in Japan. I was teaching kids in Taiwan. And I
wow.
all for like these different companies. And I couldn't keep that up, but it was just like I was scared. Like, I wasn't like scared, but it was like most of my teachers' friends were losing their jobs because
Mhm.
of,
You don't know
like
what's gonna happen.
the government. Yeah. And like they're home and they're not working. And some of these private schools had to tell their teachers to go on assistance and all this stuff. It was crazy. And it's like, I'm just gonna work my butt off just to have a little like just in case. And then things started to smooth out and stuff like that. So
Is
yeah,
that
so
when you
now
started doing YouTube full time? Around that
oh no,
time
I
too
don't do
then?
it full time. I don't make enough to do it full time. So I still teach.
Yeah.
I just do
Wow.
part time. Just do it part time. So, but
That's
I
so
could do
cool.
it anywhere in the world. So it's like if I
Mm.
travel, like that's funny. Like people don't realize it. Like we do the meetups,
Yeah.
and people are like, "Jay's so tired." Like, yeah, I was up at 3 a.m. working in my hotel room. And then once you're up, you're up. If I go back to bed, then it's like you're all out of whack. But
Yeah.
so
I don't
look
think
at
I
that.
could do
Everyone was losing
that.
their jobs, and Jay was laughing at them. I wasn't laughing at them.
He wasn't laughing. I don't think I could do that. That sounds intense. Like, I would not be the one that would pick up, like, those, like, early morning hours. That would kill me.
Well, it's because the time change across
Mm,
overseas is like different, like people in Asia and stuff like that. So 3 a.m. for us in Eastern time is 3 p.m. for them over there. So it's just something like that. And it's so like that you had to do it that time. But normal day I would wake up and teach and then I'd go to sleep. And then I would
right.
wake up, and then so my schedule was a little off, but it was still I was home, you know.
Mhm.
I was home. And then the fact that I could make my own schedule, which is if I felt like I wanted to take a week off,
You can.
yeah, I just took a week off.
Cool.
So YouTube doesn't pay as much as people realize. That's all I'll say.
Don't know, Nigel.
Are
More
there more
vacancies?
vaccines for history teachers online? Consider you studying? No. That was the other thing too. Teaching at home online wasn't you weren't required to wear a mask
Mm,
in the classroom. You weren't required for
yeah.
anything because you're home. So that was beautiful because that year of teachers still having to wear, I could not do that. Like that
It
would
was awful. I work with kids on the autism spectrum. And so I worked in a clinical setting. And these are kids that they don't have good language skills. So when they're learning to speak, they need to see your mouth.
Oh, he said vacancies. I'm sorry.
He did say
Not
vacancies.
vaccines. How stupid of me.
Oh, I
Um,
misread that too.
my bad.
Are
Yeah,
there
everyone's gonna tease
vacancies
me
for
for being an English
history?
teacher. No, I don't teach history online. I taught English
That's funny.
to like grammar school kids. So I'm only using words like fox, bear, whatever. Yeah, I read it. So both of us that worked at schools read it wrong. Sorry. It's stressful running a stream. You're looking at chat, you're looking at this, you're trying to remember what you're talking about.
Oh my
I'm looking at my
gosh.
hair. My hair's a mess.
You were
I'm
wearing a
wait.
hat.
I ordered barbecue from DoorDash. It should be here any minute. That's when I'll end the
Nice.
stream real quick. I'm like, well, thanks for having me on.
Jay's like, I gotta go eat. Hey, as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna get me that
Yeah,
barbecue. One syllable words. Hey, you gotta start somewhere.
yeah.
Okay? That's how we do that. That's how we do that. Oh, thank you, Mike.
Go
I
get your
love working
barbecue.
here. Cameron says not to worry about your hair. Okay, don't worry about it.
I know.
Don't worry about it. He was very worried about his hair, guys. Before we started, he was fussing with his hair. Couldn't get it to sit right. You know. Tell him he looks beautiful. Oh, well, here it goes. See? Jay, this is the neatest I've seen your hair, but then you do normally have a hat on.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a wig.
That wig is barely moving. Yeah. I don't know. It's a good wig.
It's a very good wig. Oh. Jay uses Rogaine. Well, see? There you go. Everybody's complimenting you now.
It's the lighting, X-Wing. You got to get better lighting.
I need better lighting. Before this stream, my good light, it broke. It just won't turn on.
Yeah, I have like this warm light here that's supposed to take the wrinkles and stuff out of your face, shining.
That's what I need. That's
and then
what
here
I need.
is like the light that came with the camera to give you that younger look.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, the camera is doing this where it like kind of blurs out the background a little bit. And
that's what I need. I need that soft light so that it, you know, makes me look a little bit better. Lighting makes a big difference.
exactly.
It really does, you guys. Okay, I lost it. Come back. Can it take away your gray? Like your gray hair?
Yeah.
Yeah? People can't tell.
When I see my park hopping streams, they see the gray in the beard here, and there's a little gray. Like it's like, man, you look different. I'm like, yeah, because I'm in the sun. It's glaring on my face.
That harsh natural light.
It's dark in here. And it's like warm. It like highlights the darker hair. So
the dark circles. Oh, my phone is going off. The wrinkles. Yeah, guys. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that a Mr. Fantastic hairstyle?
I don't know. It's called messy. It's called I had a rough night last night, and I'm here doing this interview, waiting for my barbecue to show.
Jay's just waiting on that barbecue. No, I don't like camera filters because then it makes you look really, really fake. Like way different than your actual self.
It's almost like an AI.
Yes, I don't like those because then you can tell when someone's using a filter, but the filters now are scary because they look so realistic. But then you see that person in real life, and it's like a catfish now. It's like you're being catfished. I don't want to catfish someone. I would almost rather someone meet me in real life and be like, "Oh, you look better in real life," than meet me in real life and go, "Oh," you know. I don't know. That's just me. So.
All right, in the stream, they're getting really crazy in the chat. I can't stand it no more. X-Wing has crossed the line. He's crossed the line with that TikTok.
Oh. No, I need to call it up. Oh, no. They're making fun of you, Jay. They canceled your barbecue. Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on, Megan. It was great.
Let's go. We're leaving now because we both need barbecue.
It's all love.
No. We've been going for like an hour and 44 minutes. Poor Jay. We can end our stream. Awesome. Yeah, they're getting crazy. Okay, guys, we're gonna end now. Y'all been nutsos. It's been fun. Find Jay in all the things. Please back his graphic novel because it looks like it's gonna be amazing. And I don't know. Jay, you have something tomorrow, you said? What do you have?
Yeah.
A bunch of things.
Bunch of stuff. Check out the Drunk 3PO channel. We're gonna kick off a new podcast, all that stuff, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be
All right.
awesome, man. I took a week off. We're making some changes, and off we go.
Off we go. Okay, everybody. I'm going to have Manga Mondays tomorrow and a live stream in the afternoon. So that's where you can find me if you want to. Okay. Bye-bye, y'all. See you later. I have nothing fancy. We out. We out.